see you. So I just have to fess up. This is not going to be one of my favorite talks. It might be afterwards, but as I stand here at the beginning of it, it isn't. And so this is something that you may not want to hear. This is something people may leave over. But this is something that you need to hear, and certainly something that I need to say. Because when I step on this stage, I take it very seriously. This is not just something that I jump up here and blurt out whatever happens to go through my mind. And when anyone else of my peers takes the stage, I take that very seriously also. So what I know and what we teach is that there is only one thing going on in this entire universe. Doesn't matter what you call it. The Catholics have their gods and the Baptists have their God, but there's only one God, there's only one spirit, one presence, one life, one energy, one cause, and everyone and everything is created out of that. That's why we can say we are perfect, whole, and complete. That's why we can say our world is perfect, whole, and complete. And I guarantee you this day and every day until my dying breath, I will never back down from that. I will never change my viewpoint on that, no matter what outer circumstances are happening, no matter what conditions seem to appear. There is only one truth. God is all that there is. Every person, every experience, every part of our planet, our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, and beyond is the manifestation of spirit in perfection right here and right now. If we don't see that, it's because we are blind, not that the perfection doesn't exist. And so this is something I had hoped to avoid. Ever do that? It started, I guess it was the beginning of June. We were on vacation, and I got an email. I get a lot of emails. I got an email from the Association of Global New Thought, AG&T. The Association for Global New Thought is the umbrella organization that religious science, unity, divine science, and all of the people that have veered off from those beginning tenets join under. It's an umbrella organization. It holds these tenets to be very pure and clear. For that matter, on the front page of AG&T, there is a quote. And it says, "We are unlimited beings. We have no ceiling. The capabilities and the talents and the gifts and the power that is within every single individual that is on this planet is unlimited." Michael Bernard Beckwith. And so imagine my surprise when I got an email saying AG&T supports the Parliament of Religion's position on presidential climate crash. And so I had to go see what the Parliament of World Religion's position was. And it said the Parliament of World Religions condemns President Trump's plans to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. And I thought, when did we start condemning? When did we say God is everywhere and always present, perfect, whole, and complete, except I get to condemn this thing because it doesn't fit my preference of what someone should do? I will tell you something. There is nobody in Washington that can tell me how my life is going to be or what I am going to do. And there is nobody that can tell you what kind of a world you're going to live in and who you are. Nobody is the boss of you. Speak. Yeah. Who did the exercises, the slides on the water crystals that he would freeze them and just type with an old typewriter, a little piece of paper, tape it onto the bottle, leave it on overnight, and then take a different picture of the same water and how it transformed. And I'm reminded of Lake Biwa in Japan, the most polluted lake in Japan. Didn't even have any fish or anything. It stunk. People couldn't get up close to it. They couldn't live near it. It smelled so bad. And then he brought a group of people out and surrounded the lake one morning and did the Buddhist blessing. I forget what the Buddhist blessing is, but that's what he did. May every being be safe, be held in loving kindness. Those of you who know the Buddhist blessing, you could help me out right here. At any rate, it was a very quick blessing, and then they left. 30 days later, there was an article in the paper about how nobody understands what happened to the lake. The lake is not only crystal clear, but it now has fish. There was no fish in there. There was no fishery that came and dumped a truckload of trout in it or some kind of fish. There was a blessing on the water. And what I want you to know is that the power that we wield can transform anything and everything. And I am not going to sit idly by and watch this teaching go astray. I want you to know that we create our reality. Quantum physics says there are infinite possibilities and probabilities already in existence, awaiting our focus. And as we focus on that possibility or probability, it collapses into form. And then we can hold it and we can touch it and we can live it. That's how we do it. And so what are we focusing on? You know, the fascinating thing about opinion is everybody's got one. And what I have learned is that your opinion is not a full educated understanding until you can understand the opposite opinion. They teach that in debate, that you can't debate anybody until you can debate the opposite. You don't know your subject until you understand the opposite. And I guarantee you, everybody has an opposite. There is no good, no bad, no right, and no wrong. And so we withdrew from the Paris Agreement. You know, we're still in it for another 3.5 years. Do you know that the day that we actually leave the Paris Agreement is the day before the next presidential election? How's that for some karma? Do you think the conversation will be up? No. I don't know if it was a good agreement or not. I frankly never read it, never investigated it. I've heard different takes on it. I know that we can bless a lake and we can heal it. My son, the engineer, says, Mom, as soon as there's enough carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that it's a problem, we can capture it and take it out. Really? I didn't know we could do that. I didn't know we could vacuum the atmosphere and suck out the carbon dioxide. Everybody's going, oh, carbon dioxide. And then we've got the group of science and spirituality with Greg Braden, who has core samples of the polar ice caps, and says every 22,000 years the planet warms. He said he would be worried if we weren't having global warming. Everybody's got an opinion. There is no one way to look at anything if you're looking at the facts and if you're getting an opinion. There's only one truth. That one truth is that God is all that there is. Spirit is manifest in form as us, and we have the power to transform, create, heal, bless, shift anything that we want to. That is within us now. So what are we focusing on? What are we looking at? I thought I was going to a love summit yesterday. I kept calling it the Love Summit. I obviously didn't read it that clearly. It was the Love is Power Spiritual Summit and Concert. I don't think it's fair to use fear to manipulate groups of people into thinking what you want them to think. Yeah. I think that we teach you it's not my business what you think. It's my job to teach you how to think. And I tell you, if you focus on something, you will create it. I love what Wallace Wattles says. He says, the world is perfect, though not yet complete. Yes. Kind of like how I feel at times. Not perfect, I'm just not quite done. And so when I heard things like, you're out of time, you waited too long, Stephen Hawking gave us 100 years on the planet. We better get our butts to Mars. And you know, Stephen Hawking is not the boss of me. Stephen Hawking is not the boss of you. We are not going to manifest. And if we do, let's say we blow ourselves up, where can we go? Life can only live as us. Love can only love as us. But I have great faith in us as humanity. I do not believe that we are going to evict ourselves from planet Earth, no matter what Stephen Hawking says. I think that we all want that outside God. I mean, I don't fault us for it. I think that we do. Ricky Byers, she's so wonderful. She went In the Garden, and I just melted into it. I love that. I want somebody to walk with me and to talk with me and to tell me that I am his own. I want that. The problem with that is that along with the outside God, and my God was never that God. My God was the mean SOB up on the cloud that was out to get me. The problem with that is that along comes the devil. And I haven't heard the word evil used so many times in years and decades as I heard yesterday. There is no evil. There is no devil. There is only the good continuing to unfold as us.
Yes.
There is prayer to scare people. And then there was Marianne Williamson. I thought we were going to return to love. That's her book, A Return to Love. And then she got into politics. And it was very much a political speech. And what she started off with was 12,000 children a day die from starvation. And I wanted to jump up and say, yay, yay. Because when I started working with Results, a grassroots political lobbying organization, it was 40,000 a day. And that wasn't that long ago. That was in the 80s when John and I were in Miami. We worked with this group. You want to get political results. It's an acronym for responsibility for ending starvation using legislation, trim tabbing, and support. But you can't work with them if you're angry. They won't take you. Before you go see your congressman, you sing songs. Because that's the only way it works. Love is the only way people will communicate. And so I wanted to jump up and say, yay. And I thought that was interesting that she chose to only give us that piece of the puzzle. And she should know better because she sits on the board of Results. It was in my working with Results that I found Muhammad Yunus. He came to Asheville after we had moved here. He came to Asheville. He started the Micro Mountain Enterprise Fund. Maybe some of you have used it. Yunus started it because Yunus went to Vanderbilt University and then he went home to Bangladesh, the poorest of the poor country in the world at that time. And he watched a basket weaver out his window weaving baskets every day. And he went out there one day to chat with the woman and said, how's that work for you, weaving baskets? And she said, well, I get up and I go to the market and I borrow the money for the bamboo to weave the baskets. And then when I weave the baskets, I have to go back and sell them to the person that loaned me the money for the baskets, and I make about 2 cents a day. He said, how much would it cost for you to buy your own bamboo? It was $4. And so he gave her the $4 and up started this thing that has grown to billions of dollars and is known around the world as the Grameen Bank, the Village Bank. The Village Bank in Bangladesh has transformed the country. It lends to groups of women. The first woman borrows the money and pays it back. And then the second in line gets her loan and pays it back. And then the third one. Their payback percentage is over 98%.
Wow.
John wants to bring Eunice here. I think it's going to happen pretty soon. Because he had an idea that if banks won't lend you money, somebody should. He started with the $4, and then the first really big loan was $28. And from there it just exploded. I know that we are capable of living in peace, of living in harmony, of living in love. I know that we are capable of feeding our children. And it's not 12,000 children dying from starvation, it's from preventable causes. Oftentimes there's food to eat, it's just not enough to keep them healthy, so they don't get diarrhea and die from that. When we were working with results, we taught village people how to take a fistful of sugar and a pinch of salt and boil it in a pot of water. That's Gatorade. Wow. And it would stop the dehydration of their children. We had they set up that they pledged things. And one of them was, we will educate our children. And they have to pay teachers to come in. They would gather their money and pay the teacher to come in to teach their children to read and write. And all of the mothers were in the class with them, learning how to read and write. The way to stop poverty is education. But the way we know to stop that is in our own thinking and in our own heart. That when we choose to see the world as perfect, whole, and complete, it becomes that. And are there crazy people? Sure, there's crazy people. Well, I look in the mirror and go, where's the crazy people in you? Because that's the place to look. But I'm not going to give my power out to anybody. I don't care if it's a politician. I don't care if it's a driver on the street. I don't care if it's my family of origin. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to give my power away. Because once you do that, you start sliding down a very dark and slippery slope. We are so powerful with our thoughts that if we start thinking that all is lost, that we are somehow to blame, that things are gone completely out of control, we can create that. And then, I don't know, maybe we will be on Mars having a talk like this, saying, remember the good old days when we were in Earth before we did that? I don't think that's going to happen. I believe in people. There's a 16-year-old who heard that there was a giant garbage dump in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Have you heard about it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's where the currents come together and it just kind of goes round and round. So every cruise ship that drops their garbage, when we all used to just pump our garbage out 3 miles out, leave it there, anything that gets in the ocean ends up in this place in the Pacific Ocean. And he said, okay, we know where it is, we've got currents to work with. This is a 16-year-old. Let's build that. Is cleaning microparticles of plastic out of the Pacific Ocean garbage dump. I say we put like 10,000 of them out there. Yeah. The current pushes the water through the filtering system, and if you can see, the little box is filled with little teeny tiny pieces of plastic. There's nothing that we can't fix, nothing that we can't heal, nothing that we can't change. We are the presence of God in us, as us, is us now. You can change it. When we understand truth, then the sayings that Ernest made so famous ring clear. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove you don't know truth. And in the great words of Dr. Robert Bitzer, we do not sacrifice principle, even on special occasions. If you feel anxious about the state of the world, please see a practitioner. If you feel concerned, look inside of yourself and see what you can do. Our kitchen is starting to compost. We recycle everything. We're going to compost. I don't know, maybe Mary Love's going to run for city council. Yeah. Now that I have this. Has removed the ban on churches from supporting a particular candidate or position, not only would I support you, but I will give you money. So it is truly up to us to look inside of our own hearts and see what is ours to do. But if we fall into this idea that somehow we are lost, then we will be lost. And I don't know about you, but I spent many years of my life feeling lost, and I'm not going to do it again. And so it is. Wonderful. And now our welcomers are up. Who is here for the very first time in this room? Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. Who is here for the first time? Welcome, welcome, welcome back, row. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. What's your name?
I'm Tyler.
Stephanie.
Abel.
Hi, Tyler, Stephanie, and Abel. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. Hey, who else is here? Welcome, welcome. Who are you?
I'm Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia. I'm delighted that you're here. What a great idea you had. Mark and Jan are giving you cards, and if you want to give us your name and address, we will send you stuff. If you just want email, put your email address only on there, and if you put your phone number on it, I'll give you a call and say hi. Anybody else? Welcome, welcome, welcome. One more? Who are you? Hi, Penny. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. I'm delighted that you're here. Delighted, delighted. I think this is the best place ever. I think that coming here changes our lives. I was talking to Katya yesterday, and she's saying, how are things going? I said, we had 2 kidney healings. Yes. And I just got a note from my sister that her son, my nephew Jamie, who had stage 4 lung cancer, they did another scan, and many of the tumors are gone.
Yes.
But I tell you, we have miracles here because we are clear and because we understand truth and we do not let ourselves go astray. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. I'm delighted you came. Take out what you're going to give as our prosperity acceptors come forward. And knowing that the power and the presence of the one is opulent and prosperous and abundant in every way. Knowing that we were born to live the good life on planet Earth. I know that God is the source of all supply, that money is God in action, that love lifts us into all that we are meant to be and do. And I know that as we give this gift, that energy that we are goes with our giving, touching and blessing every one of us, going out to support the website that has 10,000 people a month on it. I know that as we give our gift, we are lifted and we lift everyone else around us. I know that each one of us comes together this day to make this center all that it was ever meant to be. It is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And we'll repeat our investment affirmation. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
Okay, once more, we're going to see I Can See Clearly Now, written by Johnny Nash.
give, no matter what we're giving, that which we are is always connected with our gift. So Spirit as us shows up this day in our giving, filling up this room from the floor to the ceiling, all between the walls. This very air is blessed with God as us. It touches us, it blesses us, it heals us right here and right now, and travels around this world to touch and to bless and heal every being on this planet. Always here, always now, touching everyone here today, everyone who's ever been here, and everyone yet to come. And so it is. Thank you. And we've got kids.